What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is episode number 101, and we start today's episode off with a game against Almeria here away from home in La Liga. And of course, we come on the back of the Copa del Rey semi-final victory by 3-0 to get us through to the Copa del Rey final. That was the last game in the super long episode 100 of Club and Country. I want to say thank you to everyone that watched the video, liked the video, left a comment on the video, just got involved in the video in some way. Really do appreciate it. And if you didn't watch it, if you missed the episode or whatever, go back and watch it. It was a super long episode, so many games in it, a live highlights game for the Copa del Rey semi-final second leg as well, and it was just a lot of fun. So still, we took on Almeria for the first game of this episode, which is back to the normal length of around 10 to 11 minutes, and the first chance did fall to the home side there, that free kick just going just over the bar, and in the 38th minute, another great chance for Almeria, as Sanchez takes it around his man and finds Aziz. They regain possession pretty nicely here, work their way inside towards Dominguez, back to Aziz inside towards Verza, and his strike goes just over the bar and behind. So still Almeria 0, Racing Santander 0, but the home side looking pretty threatening early on. From the goal kick, there we work our way up from the back, and Lopez finds Grimaldo. Grimaldo does find Paco Candela, who fake shots around Michel down the left-hand side, puts him on the floor as he goes to slide tackle, misses Paco Candela, then a quick little step over inside, and Paco Candela scores to make it Almeria 0, Racing Santander 1. And you may have noticed in the build-up for that, we'd had like 30-odd possession for the game in the first half so far, but you know, possession's always nice, don't get me wrong, but what's more important is goals. So Almeria can have the ball as much as they want. If we're going to win the game through this goal, I'm going to take it. So Almeria 0, Racing Santander 1. They gave us some problems at the El Sardinero, but in this game, Julian, who had a great game at El Sardinero in the home fixture for us, he really should have saved that in my opinion, but he didn't, and it's Almeria 0, Racing Santander 1. And in the 49th minute here, Torres comes forward looking to make it 2-0. Quick little fake shot around his man and shoots, and does score as well. So 4 minutes after the restart, Almeria was still dominating possession and passing the ball around nicely, but we were 2 goals up. And as I mentioned many times before, yes, possession is nice, yes, possession can be important, but what's far more important is the amount of goals you score. So as Torres makes it 2-0, I just knew that Almeria, as I mentioned before, were just going to pass the ball around. That's how the AL and Legendary do things, and I'm fine with that because we're 2 goals up and surely on course to get the win. And in the 58th minute, a great chance to make it 3-0 from this corner. It's cleared away when it comes to Danny Carvajal. Carvajal finds Grimaldo, and Grimaldo scores a lovely goal from range to make it Almeria 0, Racing Santander 3. And I said in the last episode, Grimaldo scored a goal for us, and I'm pretty sure it was his first goal for the club, and he scores his second goal for the club here just a couple of games after. A wonderful strike by Grimaldo, absolutely superb. The left back takes a touch, lets it drop on the half volley, and then just smacks the ball in with the outside of that left foot. No chance for Julian, who I think should have saved the first shot we scored from with Paco Candela, but he's not going to save that one. It's a wonderful, wonderful strike by our left back, and that's now 2 goals for him in what, 3, 4, maybe 5 games. Absolutely extraordinary. And it is now Almeria 0, Racing Santander 3. So no way back for the home side. And in 39th minute, they did have a good chance to make it 3-1 here and grab themselves some pride as they get their way inside the box with Zongo across them to the far post, and the header ends up hitting the bar, and eventually for us, Ruben Blanco ends up taking his man down from behind. And I was so frustrated with that because there was just no need for it. You know, whenever the goalkeeper goes to ground, sometimes he does it and it's a smart move to try and smother the ball. With this one, I don't know what he was doing. You know, the Almeria player had his back to goal. He was passing the ball out of the area. Why did he need to go to ground there and make the challenge from behind? It's obviously going to be a penalty. So I had no complaints about it. It was a silly challenge by Ruben Blanco. No need for it really, and it is a penalty to Almeria. So great chance for them to grab themselves a goal back in this game. It wasn't going to be anything other than a consolation because there was only 7 minutes to go and they were 3 goals down. But even so, it'll be disappointing to lose Blanco's clean sheet from his penalty here. But it's going to be Edgar against Ruben Blanco. Blanco's telling him where he's going. Is Edgar going to listen? He doesn't. He smacks the ball down the middle, but he puts the ball over the bar and behind for a goal kick. So a terrible penalty. Blanco told him where he was going. He listened. He put the ball down the middle instead, but he couldn't hit the target. So Almeria 0, Racing Santander 3 is the score still, as Almeria missed themselves the penalty there. And through the goal kick, Blanco waves everyone forward and kicks it long. Delgado flicks on towards Oliver Torres. Torres has already scored 1 goal, finds Delgado. Lovely ball through towards Jesse Rodriguez, and Rodriguez smashes the ball in the near post and makes it Almeria 0, Racing Santander 4. And what a performance. You know, this season, one of the biggest problems for us, despite how well we've played, is that we haven't scored too many goals. In this game, there was no problem with that whatsoever. 4 goals here against Almeria. In the last game, we scored 3. That's 7 goals in 2 games. Rodriguez gets his 7th of the season for our number 7. And yeah, it was a wonderful game. Everything went according to plan. A clean sheet for Ruben Blanco as well. Really pleased with that. Still following that though, we saw some fantastic news because for the first time ever, dun dun done. Spain have come into us, and I was trying to be really calm there. Spain have come into us, and finally, we finally got it. We finally done it. We are going to be managing Spain. So straight after that game, oh my goodness, I almost rejected it. But no, straight after that game, I saw the email and I was like, it's done, it's over. But the really annoying thing for me was that I was hoping that this might come in episode number 100, because I sensed it was going to happen in this season at some point. And you know, it happens one game into episode number 101. Had I put that game against Almeria in episode number 100, you would have seen in episode number 100 us get the Spain job. How brilliant would that be for the special video? Instead it comes in episode 101. Hilarious. But yeah, Spain offered us the job. They said, you know what, you've been playing for a while now, it's pretty obvious that you're here developing our youngsters, you should probably take the Spain job. And I was like, yes, about time, for goodness sake. So Spain have come to us, they've offered us the job, and of course we say yes. And now finally the series can start to kick on a little bit more, as we are now going to be playing for the club and country. Get it? That's the point of the series. So there we go. Very pleased with that. And as you can see, this is the Spain squad I've picked. Obviously it's going to change a little bit as the series goes on, but for now that's what I've picked. And yeah, just for proof as well, for those that think I might have forgot the international management offer, there it is right there. The international management offer is still in the catalogue, and it happened naturally. So there you go. Very pleased. And I've been reading the comments, you know, as you can see the European qualifiers. I've been reading the comments from people saying, you know, if you don't get the Spain job this season, you can buy it from the catalogue next season, and that'll be totally fine. But I've never really wanted to do that. Like, I've really wanted to get it legitimately. I'm not against getting it from the catalogue. You know, it's part of the series at the end of the day, so we need to get it at some stage. But I was just holding out for it for so long, and I was like, it's got to happen eventually. Like, it's got to happen eventually, you know. But as the seasons went by, I was thinking maybe it's just going to be one of those things, you know. Like, I never used to be able to manage England before, if you remember, in my career modes, until you know, the career mode I'm running right now with Arsenal, of course starting with West Brom and PSG as well. And you know, England eventually came in for us, so I thought maybe this year it's a lot easier to manage the nation you set your manager as. And it had been going on for so long, I was wondering where it was going to happen, but finally it has. We are managing Spain. I'm absolutely delighted with that. Still, as happy as we are about it, we can't continue to just celebrate it for the rest of our lives. We need to get back on with the club duties. And the second game of today's episode here is against Espanyol away from home. And the first chance would fall to us in the 10th minute as Jose Perez ran through, but Kenneth Vermeer made a good save to keep it at 0-0. And in the 31st minute, a great chance for Espanyol to take a bit of a surprise lead as Lopez chips the ball through towards Fred, who goes through one-on-one, puts it past Ruben Blanco, and does open the scoring for the home side. So we're on a really good run of late. We haven't lost a game since the Atletico Madrid game all the way back in December. And coming into this game, no disrespect to Espanyol, but even though we're away from home, you still fancy our chances of winning it. But Fred does give them a bit of a surprise lead, and unfortunately for us, we do fall behind here just past the half-an-hour mark. So it was a really simple goal. It's just a chip through towards Fred. Nice little first touch, gets himself inside, and he couldn't miss. So very poor from me, and it's Espanyol 1, Racing Santander 0. And to be honest, not much was really happening in the game after that. It was a really poor game for me. I wasn't really being able to do anything. But Zobian makes a great challenge here. Rubinho makes a great challenge even. It falls to Jose Perez. Perez runs down the right-hand side, smashes it towards goal, and Kenneth Vermeer can't keep it out. There's too much shot power on it. And finally, we do get ourselves back on level terms. And I've got to be honest, that was one of my first attacks of the game. Perez had the first chance, and after that, we'd had pretty much nothing in the entire game at all. But as Perez ran clear there, I fancied his chances of scoring. He put it straight at Kenneth Vermeer, but the shot power was too much for him. He couldn't hold on to it. It goes up in the air and goes into the back of the net. So Jose Perez does make it. Espanyol 1, Racing Santander 1, and we do level with just a few minutes to go. So, you know, a really poor game. Honestly, very poor indeed. Barely anything worth showing and worth talking about. But Perez does equalise for us, and we are delighted with that. So Jose Perez gets his 8th for the season and makes it Espanyol 1, Racing Santander 1. And in the 90th minute here, as Espanyol play the ball forward, Ruben Blanco comes out of his goal to meet the ball, the free ball, and finds Albon Tozer. He finds Grimaldo, and both teams were going for the win in this game later on. Eventually, Aguza finds Rubinho. Rubinho keeps hold of the ball, plays it back to Aguza. Nice ball inside towards Blanco. First time through ball to Perez, and Jose Perez in stoppage time makes it Espanyol 1, Racing Santander 2. So honestly, it was such a poor game, like it really was. There was barely anything to show. Both teams were struggling to break down the other one's defences, and it was just really, it was one of those games where, you know, both teams want to win, but they just don't have the capabilities to break down the defence, you know. It was really frustrating, but at the end of the day, the game opened a little bit towards the end of the match, and late on in this game, I forced everyone forward on the all-out attack. That's why Carlos Blanco was forward there. He plays it inside towards Perez. Perez gets his second goal of the game, scores 2 goals in 8 in-game minutes, and we do win the game in stoppage time. Espanyol 1, Racing Santander 2. So it wasn't pretty, it wasn't convincing, but the most important thing was the 3 points. The good streak continues right now. We still haven't lost since the Atletico Madrid game, and we continue to charge in the league, and we're not giving up on this title race. You know, we're still in it. We're still going to be chasing Barcelona all the way, and this was a big win for us. You know, a loss would have been catastrophic. A draw wouldn't have been good enough, but a big win, thanks to those 2 late goals by Perez, keeps us in the title race. But that is going to be the episode, guys. So as always, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode of Club and Country, then please do leave a like. It's much appreciated and really does help my channel out. Of course, you don't have to though if you don't want to, and I'll see you for the next episode of Club and Country very soon.